All right. There you go, Nick. Kinley. Oh, wow. You're doing great. Well, you're lighting it up. Kinley's giving us a lot of likes. Thanks. Where are you from? Kinley, hi, bye bye. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to our first ever live bit sale. We've never done this before. I did a little video this week saying this is a test of the Stall High Broadcast Network. Nick, would it be possible to run both? What I can do is I will turn the camera around for you. All right. Lip camera. There we go. How's that? All right. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. How many people are live with us right now? 6. Who's live with me on Zoom? Welcome. It's our first ever live bit sale at Stall High. This is a test of the Stall High Broadcast Network. We spend so much money, anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 per month, advertising our events, our bits for sale, our stable ride shims, steady ride stirrups. We have all of these solutions at Stall High. And in order to let the horse world know about it, there's always an advertising fee. I want to know if you guys like this better. So what we did, we sent out to our email list that we were having a bit sale today. I've been posting in my story, on our page, Stall High, on my private TikTok account, just to let people know, do you prefer this better? Would you rather come to a live event one time a month or order when you see an ad come through your screen? So y'all let me know. All right, let's get going today. I want to start with door prizes. Okay, we're going to give away a backpack at the end of this live. This is a cowhide backpack, genuine leather. I've got a new leader cap and stall eyes. I love stall eyes. And the reason I picked these is because I have a very narrow nose. The bridge of my nose is really narrow. And it's very frustrating when I'm riding horses and I'm constantly having to push the glasses back up on my face. When you get stall eyes, they're super easy to adjust. So you can bend them here and also bend them on the sides, depending on how narrow or wide your face might be. And when you put them on, they're going to fit underneath your trucker cap or your cowboy hat. And they're going to stay on when you ride. So we're going to give away a pair of stall eyes today. We're going to give away a new leader trucker cap. Someone's going to win the grand prize, our backpack. And everybody has a chance to save $50 on a bit. We're going to talk about our bits today. Let's get going. How many people are on the Zoom right now, Nick?
12.
We got 12 people. All right. You're the first ones here. Somebody get ready. You're going to hit that camera. I want to see your face and I want you to talk to me. Hit your microphone. How do you pronounce this word? Someone's going to get a pair of stall eyes right now. Number 1.
Lanyard.
Oh, hang on. What was the first one?
Lanya.
Lanya. Okay. Who said that?
Me. Darius.
Darius. Where are you from?
Missouri.
All right, Missouri. Somebody else took a go at it. Nick, I'm going to put you right here so we get the best lighting. Who else wants to try to pronounce it?
Lanyard.
Lanyard. Okay, who's that?
Beth Adams.
Beth Adams from Florida. Florida cowgirl. All right.
Sir.
Who else wants to take a swing at it? How do you pronounce this bit? It's spelled Lagniappe. This has kind of become a big game, a quiz in the industry. So many people have a hard. Say that again.
Lanyap.
Who said that?
Billy.
Billy. Bing, 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 bing. We have a winner. Sherry, will you write down Billy's name? Send her a pair of stall eyes, please. All right. Lanyap. It's a Cajun French word. You can also pronounce it lanyap. I say lanyap. Who knows what it means? What's the definition of lanyap? Or the trucker cap? Some people are scrolling through lines right now. I know y'all are Googling it.
It means a gift like left, maybe after, you ate supper, like as a tip, like an extra thing given to the customer.
Yes. Is that Christy's voice?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Send her another cat. She's already got one. Send her another one. You are correct. So it means to get extra, to get a little bit more. And probably back, gosh, I don't even remember what year it was. Maybe 2013. I was reading a book, and I think it was a Mark Batterson book. How many of you read Mark Batterson books? You know who that is? He's out of Washington, D.C. He's got some really great ideas, very practical thinker. And he used the word lanyap, talking about our faith. And it just really was impressed on my heart. Like, man, that is just so good. I love that word, and I love that concept that you just get more than you expect. You get a little extra. You get over the top, or like a baker's dozen. They throw in a little extra. And so when I started using this bit, and when I reached out to my manufacturer and described like what I needed as far as the feel, what was the problem I was trying to solve, I knew I wanted to call this bit lanyap, a little bit extra, a little bit more. And I was having problems with really strong running horses that were very powerful, but also very tender in the mouth. And it would seem like the port bits, even if they were broken in the middle, if they had any shank at all, even if it was medium, it didn't necessarily have to be a long shank, it would irritate them. It would make them mad. And they would do the opposite of rate and turn. They would actually just fight me, and they would get even stronger and either go past a barrel, or they would argue with me leaving a barrel. They just weren't as light as I knew they could be, especially when they were going slow. So that's what led us to this particular mouthpiece. So this is a square mouthpiece. This is the beauty of the bit right here. The square mouthpiece is going to give you more feel. That's where you get a little bit more. You see, it doesn't have a long shank. It has a very short shank that allows us to communicate closer to the corners of your horse's mouth, the soft tissue at the corners of the mouth. It's got a longer purchase on top. So I do see some people when I travel and I see barrel racers at events, they'll have the bit upside down, using it more traditionally, where you've got a longer shank. You can do that if you want to, but here's what's going to happen. You're going to have to pull back further. You won't get a quick reaction. You'll get a slow reaction. It will cause you to have to move your hand through space further. I personally want quick. I want razor sharp. This bit is great for performance riders, for horses that you want to put a little extra stop and a little extra feel and a crisp finish to your turn. That's why we have lanyap. So I recommend this. You guys are going to save $50 today while we're live. Sherry, please watch the timer for me so we can stay within our hour. Go to shopstallhigh.com. Use code BIT50. Here it is right here. Shopstallhigh.com. Put in BIT50 as your discount code. You can choose lanyap. You can choose a little bit of love, or you can choose a little bit of balance. We have very limited inventory this week, and we're going to sell every one of them. Again, this is a test. I want to know if y'all prefer buying your bits this way, then we can try to do it once a month. Or is it really better to just pay those ads and let it, go to as many people as we can find? That's worked well for us, but we pay Mark Zuckerberg a lot of money to do that. And I would rather y'all get the savings. Let's go on to a little bit of love. My second bit that I developed was this one. And because I had so many people saying, I love the short shank, Kendra, but do you have anything softer? Do you have anything for my colts? Do you have anything for my futurity colts? Or I would talk to people that would say, well, my horse hates the bit. My horse is so defensive in the mouth, the only thing they will tolerate is a hackamore. And you can do that, but chances are you're forfeiting some of that snap through the turn. Your horse is just a little bit draggy and a little bit dull coming through the turn. How many of you feel like you have that horse right now? Talk to me. How many of you have a horse that just kind of tightens up their head and neck, their shoulders kind of stiff, and it doesn't matter what you do, they don't get any faster through the turn?
Absolutely me, Kendra. It's Stephanie.
Oh, all right. Well, you already have a little bit of love, so come on.
I do, and I'm obsessed with it.
Okay, why? What do you notice? What's different? Everybody say hello to Stephanie Z.
Let me turn my camera on here. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
No.
What I love most about the little bit of love is I have two completely different horses. One is very noodly. She was extremely well broke. She works lovely in it, very soft, very light, very relaxed. And then I have my gelding, who is a powerhouse, and he's very strong and he's very stiff. And let me tell you, I put him in the lanyard thinking that he
Yes.
needed a little more. I had to get off and put him in the little bit of love. And I've never had him work so nice, so soft. Just the best way I can explain it is he's butter in my hands.
Good. That's giving me chills.
Yeah.
I love that you adjusted, like you chose that bit for him. Sometimes we can think, man, I need a little bit more. I'm going with lanyard. It can be too much, even for those finished horses. And so we started talking about the ones that are kind of stiff. There can also be a horse that it's almost like you'll feel a splinter in the turn, like they'll hesitate as they're leaving it. And you know you're losing time, but they just kind of hang up for a second. Little bit of love also helps with those horses because it's just going to help smooth things out. We love those butter smooth turns that are resistant free. I personally do not want to have to check a horse, lift them off the barrel, or finish a turn. That's why my style of training is very different, and these bits work so well. So the riders, is anyone in a hackamore? Stephanie, did you have either of those horses in a hackamore?
I did. I used we're not using brands. I did. I had I rode them both in a hackamore. Occasionally I also tried a combo. But definitely my gelding was the one that had, just like how you explained it, that hesitation leaving that barrel. It was like a so
So those little slivers or like splinters of resistance, little bit of love helps smooth those out. For the horses that are getting tough in the face and they're almost ignoring you in a hackamore. Yeah, you're
yes.
getting by, but it almost feels like that turn is a little bit calloused, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love little bit of love on horses like that. Even when riders tell me my horse hates bits, I want to challenge you. I'm going to push back on that. Okay. Can I push back? Do we have some people that are receptive to considering a different way, something new? Do I have your permission to push back? This is going to be contradictory to what a lot of people say and think.
Go ahead.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to propose that those horses that hate bits, they don't really hate the bit. They hate the past experience they've had in the bit. And it's never really about the bit. It's about the way we have been taught to use the bits with our hands. So this is going to lead me to a next really big point about these bits. The bit is just the beginning when you come to Stall High. We have an entire coaching program here to help you get the most out of your purchase and your investment. I love when people support Stall High, when they see our vision and what it is we want to change in the world of horsemanship and the sport of barrel racing. What hurts my heart and what pains me is to see so many riders making the mistake, like buying these bits online anywhere from $197 to $225 and just assuming that it's going to fit like every other bit. They put it on their horse. They use the same head stall. They use the same headset, and they use the same hand placements as traditional bits. And yes, they get results and they're happy with them. But I know you can get even more results if you're willing to change the head stall, the curb chain in your hands. So those horses that are in a hackamore right now, when you put them in a little bit of love, initially they may mouth the bit, they may shake their head. That's okay. I never let that ruffle my feathers. I always adjust my hands so that they have a really positive experience and a little bit of love in my hands. And this applies to all three of these bits: lanyard, little bit of love, and a little bit of balance. When you purchase one of these bits, this is the main thing I want you to know. They're designed to give you more by you doing less. So if your hands typically move, Sherry, will you hold one of those phones for me? If your hands typically move, let's say this much, okay, this much in a turn. Nick, how much is my hand moving right there from here to here? How many inches do you think that is?
6,
6 inches?
8.
Y'all see 6 or 8 inches? All right. When you go into one of these bits, whether it's lanyard, little bit of love, or a little bit of balance, this is how much I want you to move. See the difference? There's no elbow. There's no tricep. There's no bicep. There's no forearm. I'm actually moving. I'm massaging the reins with my fingers. When you get into lanyard bit, because that mouthpiece is stronger, it's a square mouthpiece, then it's going to be about fingerprint touch. Super, super light, soft. So if you've been using your fingers on the rein, I want you to think about your fingerprints. It's such a light, soft touch with lanyard. If you get one of these bits and you continue to move that typical 6 to 8 inches, it can be overload. It can be way too much for your horse. So that, imagine if they've been in a hackamore or an O-ring or, you know, something else soft like a Tom Thumb, even though that's a brand, it's kind of a generic name for a bit these days. So I don't think Tom Thumb's going to get his feelings hurt because we mentioned him today. Imagine it like this. I'm going to put my hand over my mouth and I'm going to say something, and I want to know how muffled it is. How difficult is it for you to understand what I'm saying when I cover my mouth? Okay. I'm going to share my daughter's middle name, and I want to see if y'all can hear it. Wrong. What do you think I said?
I can't.
Can't. Something's interfering with that communication. There's a delay. Wrong. I said it louder. Did you hear it?
Nope.
Any guesses?
Lorraine.
Oh, that's good. That's close. Lorraine. That's really close. Oh, you're good. Can you see how frustrating it is for a horse when there is muffled communication? When there's interference, when there's something in the way? Her middle name is Rain, by the way. I had to put something a little Western in there when I named her. So for me, that's what it's like going from a very soft, like hackamore or an O-ring or a Tom Thumb into a little bit of love. I am going to adjust my hands because your horse will now hear you as clearly as you're hearing me say the word rain, the name Rain. It comes in loud and clear. That's why these bits are designed with a longer purchase up top and a shorter shank on the bottom with the mouthpiece. Does anybody else have a success story? So Stephanie, thank you for being brave. You were the first one to share your story. You're in the running for the backpack today. Does anybody else have a success story? Lanyard bit, a little bit of love, or a little bit of balance? TikTok. Go to shopstallhigh.com. You will save $50 today on your bit. Limited inventory. Once they're gone, you will wait 30 days for the next shipment to get here. Use code BIT50. I'm back to Zoom right here.
I do, Kendra. I
Who
have
is that?
a success story. It's Kay.
Hey, talk to me, Kay.
All right. We all know the condition my gelding was in when he come home from the trainers. He had him in a high port bit
Okay.
and he was throwing hissy fits. Well, I already had a little bit of love for my mare and she
Yes.
absolutely loves it. And we transferred over from a custom made bit from another company.
Mhm.
And I can turn her with my pinky finger now. I mean, I love it. But my gelding, he is so soft. He can lay a set of 11s like you would not believe.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you. And you know what? I just have to brag on you for a minute. Because Kay, when you came into one of our clinics, which was what, 4 months ago?
Yes,
Are you 4 months in now? Okay.
yes, I'm 4 months in.
You started listening and you're like, whoa, this makes sense. Whoa,
Uh-huh.
I agree with that. Whoa, I've never done that before, but I'm willing to try it. And as you started to try things and as you started to see results, this is so hard for barrel racers to do. And Kay has done it. That's why we use the word new leader. Okay. We want new leaders. We don't want a bunch of followers. You made
Yes,
a
ma'am.
commitment to go slow, to slow
Yes.
back down until your horse has the confidence and the competence. And
Yep.
a lot
We
of
haven't
people
ran
will
one
say,
summer.
so many people will agree with like, oh yeah, you need to do slow work. We're not just talking about walking, guys. We walk with
Uh-uh.
intention. It's very calculated. It's very methodical.
Yes.
We walk with a very particular posture, which is why we get the results. But Kay, there are so many barrel racers that will agree it's important, but they're only willing to slow down for maybe a day or maybe a week. And you're four
Oh no.
months
Yeah.
in.
I've went across them. Trust me.
Well, I'm sure proud of you.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited for this gelding too. If he's turning around that quickly and you're getting really like a soft response from him,
Yes.
because you've only had him back, what, 90 days, 60 days?
Yeah. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
had him back 60 days and I
Yeah.
got his weight back up. I put 250 pounds back on him.
I got a good feeling about him. I'm
He
excited
is
for him. Yeah.
he's amazing. I mean, he's a little cut and gilding, but I've dubbed him my little red rocket.
Yeah. Well, I had a little red rocket once upon a time, and he sure did a lot for this brand. He paved the way. Um, that's awesome. Well, Kate,
I
thank you
sure
for speaking.
appreciate y'all. I mean, I love it.
Well, we wouldn't be here without you, Kate, and without writers like you who see it, agree with it, but also take action. Hey, they're doing things different. We're not subscribing to the ride harder method. We're all about taking responsibility for what we can do better. How do
Yes,
we
ma'am.
need to improve as riders, not just go out there and pride ourselves on how great a vet care and pain relief we can provide. And I'm not saying that's not honorable and valuable. It has a place, but we're really learning so much about our posture, how powerful that is, our body language. We had a call just within the last hour with one of our new coaches that we'll introduce on Monday, by the way. For those of you who've been waiting, Monday's your day. So watch your email this weekend. He's coming on Monday. But we talked about the horsepower in our posture, those little tiny angles. It's not just about being adjusted by our chiropractor. Again, that's good. But there's so much more to it. When there's a little error in degree or an angle is off anywhere within ourselves, our tack, our horse's posture, that's costing us so much time on the clock. And we spend thousands and thousands of dollars every year to do what we do. It does boil down to money as well. So, Kay.
Mike's got his hand raised.
Who?
Mike.
Mike, where are you from? Talk to me.
South Dakota.
South Dakota, what do you do?
Right now, consulting, travel the world a lot, follow my wife around to the barrel races. She wins all kinds of things, and I just try not to fall off.
I love it. What do you consult? What's your area of expertise, Mike?
Operations, process improvement, management, those kinds of things.
Oh, we love it.
But
that's a weekly conversation behind the scenes here.
yeah, she's sitting here with me. She's got a colt, 4 years old, huge. sweetest disposition, love the guy, very willing, but he bruises real easy on the bars of his mouth. And we're using the lightest bits that we have.
Okay.
You can ride him for a couple days, and then on the third day you go to get on, you look inside his mouth, and he'll be bruised on one side or the other. So,
Okay.
looking for some advice on there.
All right. What's your wife's name?
Cindy, and she's sitting here too.
Hey, Cindy. All right.
Hi.
I'm going to recommend this starter bit. A little bit of love because it's broken in the middle. Okay. You got 3 pieces. Every bit that we make comes with a sweet iron mouthpiece. If it shows up in your mailbox and it has rust on it, good. Because it's iron. You know it's iron and not stainless steel. There's a
Okay.
lot of bits being promoted today that are stainless steel. I believe the industry went to stainless steel because aesthetically, like they ship better, they look better, aesthetically they look better. So when you put a stainless steel mouthpiece in a horse's mouth, especially when they're a little bit defensive or sensitive, I compare that to me having dry mouth.
Oh.
So have y'all ever had dry mouth when you've had to speak
Mhm.
and you just cannot get enough saliva? Like you need a cough drop, you need a peppermint, you need something. You'll take like a 2-year-old piece of gum out of your mama's purse. And it's got all kinds of stuff stuck to it. But when we have a dry mouth, that's very uncomfortable. When we use real iron, it has a flavor to it that's going to help your horse salivate. Saliva is very important in the training process because it's going to help that bit slide and glide into place. When you are using your bit, any one of these bits regularly, it will not rust. It will get something called patina. I'm going to show y'all an example of patina. We're standing in a great place to do this. Nick, will you get a picture of this? Every day I walk through this gate. I don't know how many times, but if I had $1 for every time I've come through this gate since we lived here, I'd be pretty wealthy. I just, for some reason, this is my hand's pattern. I touch the top of the gate. So it's put in the sunlight, and I want y'all to look at the natural patina. That's my own hand polish on this metal gate. You see that? I didn't put oil on it. That's natural. That's what these bits will look like when you use them. See the natural patina and the shine? There's a little bit of rust in this one, but that's okay. That's going to cause your horse's mouth to salivate. So let's definitely get them in a sweet iron mouthpiece. Cindy, I want you to think about how much pressure you're using. And let me tell a little story about when we went to Baylor University. We worked with Dr. Brian Garner in the biomechanics lab, and he has an amazing invention called the Miracult, which is, it's basically looks like a little saddle rack, but it's a horse simulator. So it simulates a ride, and for therapeutic reasons or recreational or training, you can use the Theracult. We used one of his Theracolts, and he made a horse head out of wood. We actually collected data on how many pounds of pressure per square inch go to the bars of a horse's mouth when we ride with traditional barrel racing compared to my style, my personal style. We had 5 test subjects come in. We didn't tell them what we were doing. We just said, bring your saddle, bring your bridle, bring your reins, get on this Miracult and simulate a run for me. Simulate checking your horse at the barrel, simulate lifting the shoulder, simulate finishing the turn, simulate stopping your horse. Now, how do you ride your horse out of the alley and back to the trailer? How many pounds of pressure do y'all think we measured? This might shock you. Any guesses?
65 or 70.
It's a good guess, Mike. You're on the money. They went as high as 60 and 70 pounds of pressure per square inch multiple times during the ride. Multiple times. And these were not heavy-handed riders, not what you would classify aggressive riders at all. In fact, I thought they were riding pretty timid because they were in a lab. It was an uncomfortable situation and they're on a mechanical horse. It didn't feel as natural as it would. But that's what we measured. When I ride with these bits, Cindy, I measure less than 5 pounds of pressure per square inch,
Wow.
simulating a run. So I want you to think about that. I do believe that the Sweet Arm mouthpiece is going to help. I want you to watch our bit tutorial library. I want you to take the headstall up, and I'll actually use this mirror right now for you. This is another like challenge of mine, like a personal challenge. When people purchase my bit and they get results, I'm happy, but I look at how they're using the bit and I'm like, oh God, we're leaving so much money on the table. They're designed to sit higher in the horse's mouth. So if it's too low and that causes you to have to pull back even further, okay, before you actually make connection and the communication is received in your horse's brain. So from their bars to their brain, there's a delay. Even if it's a fraction of a second, there's a delay. And however far your hand has to move, and you think about how fast it's moving, that's going to determine how many pounds of pressure are going on those bars. So I'm going to propose that could be what's happening and why your horse is getting bruised.
Okay.
Do you agree with that? How much do you feel like you're having to do a lot with your hands on this horse?
I do. He has days where he's very light, and he has days where he's not light. He's he's young.
Okay, I got you. Let's use a little bit of love real quick. So chances are, and I don't know you, Cindy, yet. We just met. But here's what we're going to do. Everybody who purchases on this live now, when you purchase a bit, we're going to give you a free Review My Ride. That is our video analysis program. Cindy, send in a video. Here's what I think is happening, because I see it happen a lot. We have been taught to be light-handed, light-handed, light-handed. Sometimes we get stuck with that, like, oh, but I have to be light-handed. I can't ever be harsh, or I've got to be so careful with my hands. I see a lot of riders make the mistake of being too light when they need to be more assertive, and they've got too much pressure when they actually need none or very little. So I think what could be happening, the reason why he's tough in the face some days and he's light others, is because your hands are not as clear to communicate. He could be confused. He's not sure. So I'm going to give you permission to actually be more assertive only when you need it. Be quick, correct that behavior, and then immediately forgive. As fast as I am to correct a horse, I'm even faster to forgive them.
Okay.
So and this can seem contradictory. That's why we have an online coaching program, so that we can help riders individually, because it can be confusing. Well, when and where and how much? I don't know, Kendra. It is extremely variable. That's why we have the online coaching program. So if we can get you in there, Cindy, come on. We're here for you. Let me put this bridle on her, and I'll show y'all an example. This is a little bit of love. And when he doesn't need correction, Cindy, I'm going to challenge you to ride with at least a 10th of your normal pressure, at least a 10th. So lighten up 9 times. Good girl. I know. There you go. Ooh. Your head coming to me. This is something new that I learned from our new coach. You guys who are enrolled in the program, you're going to meet him on Monday. Good girl.
Oh, she's loving that.
She likes that. Did you see how she turned her head to me and not away from me?
Yes.
Y'all are going to love this guy. He is just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. All right. So this would be a more traditional placement. Four fingers here, because we've been taught that a looser headstall is more comfortable. And I typically see curved chains that are too tight. So they'll have a few links right there. Cindy, Does that ring a bell? Is this what your current setup looks like?
I don't use a chain. I use a leather curb strap.
Okay. Do you have 4 fingers right here?
I doubt it. I don't actually think I've ever checked that.
Okay, I want you to check it.
Okay.
Most head stalls that I have purchased on the shelf, in fact, every head stall I've ever purchased off the shelf is too long. I poked these holes in this one after I purchased it. So I want everyone who purchases a bit from me to take your head stall up. See 3 fingers right here below her eye,
Okay.
and loosen your curb chain.
How many
and people
fingers do you
might-
fit between the curb chain?
Well, and that's a great question. We have this in the tutorial. When you purchase one, you're going to get a link so you can go watch the tutorial libraries. You can take your 2 fingers this way and come underneath your horse's chin.
Okay.
Okay. It's not going to make a difference if we slide them in this way because that's still just 1 finger width.
Right. Gotcha.
So try 2. And then this, whew, we could shoot through this hour really fast. I love coaching. I love helping riders get results by thinking outside of the roping box, thinking outside the box, not doing things a traditional way. So hand placement is very important. Our posture to get the result we want. There's so much more happening behind the bit. The bit is just the beginning. So for those of you who do purchase today, you're going to save $50. Let me repeat that. If we've got anybody coming in new, go to shopstallhigh.com, pick your bit. You're going to see those numbers are going down. These bits are going fast. We're going to sell out inventory, and then you're going to wait at least 30 days until the next shipment comes in. Use code BIT50. You're going to take an additional $50 off today, and they're going to ship right away. You see this lady right here? Sherry McKenzie, get in here. She is personally going to ship your bit to you, okay, this week. So it will ship immediately. Your hand placement is also going to make a big difference in how you communicate to your horse's mouth. So a lot of people, traditionally minded, will say, that's too tight, Kendra. That's too tight. That's never going to work. And I'm telling you, this is how I've made a very good living with my horses, because I no longer have to move my hand so far back. I don't have, that bit doesn't have to travel an extra half an inch or an entire inch through my horse's mouth before I actually make contact. It allows me to ride with my fingerprint pressure instead of having to grab and pull or having to have a lot of pressure on those reins. So my hands don't move a lot when I train and when I compete. Very, very quiet hands. You think that's going to help you, Cindy and Mike?
I do. I almost want to go back out and ride again, but we just got done riding this morning.
Okay, well, maybe give him a break, ride him again tomorrow, and then let us know. We do have a private Facebook group. I love it when y'all tag me in your results. Tag me when I can see what's going on. That is so much better, which is why we have Review My Ride. That's private video coaching when y'all send in a video. So everyone who purchases a bit today, you're not just going to get $50 off. We will give you a free Review My Ride. What do those sell for right now with our certified coaches? $197?
Yeah.
I think they're at the $197 mark. So that's an extra $200 of value today.
Wow.
Send it in. Send that
We
video
will.
in. When y'all purchase,
Absolutely.
we will notify you how to submit your video. All right.
Christy's got her hand raised.
Christy, talk to me.
Hello again. I had a success story about Sunny with using the Lanyap bit. I had been using him in a different brand, but a very much more harsh bit, just trying to get him to slow down and quit trying to run away from me. And we switched him over to Lanyap, and he it helped with his whole attitude and willingness. He became softer, and I'm able to use less pressure. I think I was the harsh bit was just really messing with his sanity.
Well, and he's got such an incredible record already. He's bred to run. You and your husband have his head on straight. Like I've had the opportunity to ride him and work with you in person here at the ranch. And I am just so excited to have you both in this program because you ride extremely well. Your seat, your balance, when we put the stride device on you, your balance is like, bam, way ahead of mine. I'm like, this is amazing. This is great. It's just little bitty things, like little tweaks that you just wouldn't think mean that much to a horse or mean that much on the clock or mean that much in our bank account, but they do. And what I really love about him is his willingness to keep learning. And what I saw, the progress I personally have seen in him when he was in that other bit or other headgear. And Christy knows this. I'm just going to share her story and what I remember riding and feeling on this horse. He almost would overthink things. He's so talented and he's got such a heart to please, but his little body just moved all the time, moving. And when they do that, guys, when we are trying to educate them and explain the barrel pattern or, how to stand quiet in the box, how to track a calf, how to open a gate, whatever it is you do, when we're teaching them and training them something, when you see or feel a lot of movement, for me, that is a horse literally drawing a question mark with their spine, with their body. And you can feel when you are really dialed in, you can feel them pick up their feet and almost hesitate. Those horses that want you to answer for them, like, where do you want me to place this foot next? And that's what I feel in him. So, Christy, you got something. And I love your other horse, Time. He's a sweetheart, been there, done that. I really feel like Sonny is your future. Like your next 10 years with him or just, I'm getting chills again. You're going to go further on that gray horse than you ever thought possible. And I know you bought him because you knew you had something. But I think he's going to surprise you with what he can do.
Thank you.
Thank you for speaking up.
Yes.
And Mike's already bought a bit.
Go, Mike.
I think he bought two.
Mike and Cindy. All right. Well, we're going to be
We've got-
hearing more from you guys. This is the start of your stall high journey today.
Oh yeah, we just discovered you guys this week, so you'll be hearing
so
from us a
proud.
lot.
Welcome. Come on in. Let's talk about a little bit of balance. Is anybody riding in a little bit of balance? Let me show you that
I
one.
do.
Who has it?
Denise does.
Fran does.
Who does?
Fran.
Denise and Bryn.
Denise and Bryn. Who
No.
wants to talk first?
Go ahead, Denise.
Come on, Denise.
Well, it's pretty much a success story on how when I was riding my gelding, I was like going way past the barrel, out of control, or slamming into it, and I chose to go for a summer and a half of not riding, and I took Kendra's program and I put him in a little bit of balance, and sorry, I'm having a little and when I went to my last show that I went to, he went from the middle of the 2D to he took second in 1D.
Yeah.
So
And let me add something about Denise here. After you had shoulder surgery this year and had to take how many months off to recover?
yeah, I actually just got done with the okay of being able to barrel race. I kind of cheated and went. It was 2 weeks ago when
I'm
so
shocked.
I couldn't help it because we only had a couple more shows up here in Wisconsin, so I had to try it.
Those
It was
of you
awesome.
who are new, and you might have just heard Denise say that, like I took a summer and a half off. Most riders won't do that, Denise.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I'm in the running. I've paid my WPRA membership. I'm going to make those rodeos. But if you are not getting the results and you are just grinding in more of what you don't want, if you don't want to stay in the 2D, if you don't want to be in the 3D, if you're tired of being in the 4D, why keep repeating what you've always done or just trying to medicate it? or quick fixes. How many of you, if you knew you could go from 2 or 3D to placing in the 1D, if that's all it took, how many of you are willing to do it rather than going and writing a big fat check for a finished 1D horse? We're here for you, riders like Denise, who want to learn, like, what is it in my posture that I don't know that is actually slowing my horse down, causing them to be more stiff, shortening their stride. All of these things we geek out on in our classes every week. The biomechanics, the brain science, the central nervous system of the horse and ours, and how to balance these things through awareness and education, so that this becomes our secret weapon. This becomes our way of doing things different. This is how we get results, by being willing to say, we as riders are going to take responsibility. We can keep writing checks. We know there are problems in the industry, but nobody really seems to be able to solve them. Not for the majority of the population, and not in a sustainable way. So Denise, I'm tickled. I saw you post that video, your last run, and he is moving. When you brought him here the last time I rode him, he was still a little bit floaty. And y'all, Denise can put a handle on a horse like nobody's business. He is so fancy broke, and he's big. That's not easy to do. Most big horses can't move like that, Denise. That's on you, little lady. You taught him.
A lot from what I learned from you guys too, though. You know, there was a lot that I had to break old habits that I knew had to take time. You know, that's why it gave me that, extra time, because I had a lot of bad habits. So I thank you guys a lot, because I couldn't have done it without you.
And for those of us who are willing to be transparent, we all have bad habits, blind spots, things that we just didn't know meant that much to a horse, but we're learning now and we're getting the results. So I'm tickled. I love seeing his motor free up more. She's in a little bit of balance, y'all. So that is a one piece. I recommend a little bit of balance for those horses that they can be overthinkers. They can be, sometimes they're too well trained. And Denise's horse was not overly trained. Trust me. He knows where his hindquarters are, and he's really soft in the mouth and light on his big old feet. But sometimes, for example, when I've had reining rejects as barrel prospects, they're too broke. And it's like they break in half in the middle. And so the front half of their body will finish the turn, but the back half of their body is still taking the long route. Does anybody understand that? Or if y'all felt that? Like, it just feels like you have four wheels underneath you, and sometimes they all go in a different direction. That's when I recommend a little bit of balance. Or if you have that much has too much bend and flex, and they just can't walk a straight line anymore, like they're just kind of a drunk sailor walk, a little bit of balance. It's going to help iron that out and slow down the communication in their mouth, because there's only one mouthpiece. And again, this is sweet iron. It's going to help them salivate, and it's going to help that mouthpiece glide into place easier. It's going to be a more successful experience for them and for you to get the result you want. Bryn, do you want to talk to me? Tell me about your little bit of balance.
Oh, I love my little bit of balance.
All right.
My mare is a big, strong mare, and she would get she kind of does this fake you out and just gives you her nose, but then dumps her shoulder on you.
Mhm.
And so she wouldn't stay up and stay fluid in her turns. And boy, this took that right out of there. She stays up, stays balanced, and stays where I put her. So
Excellent.
I love it.
So where was she clocking when you purchased the bit?
I was probably floating in the 4D mostly.
Okay.
And I've been taking a lot of time off with her and just riding her at home and practicing my stall high things. So
Okay.
she hasn't got many competition runs, but this year I've been in the 2D and she's hanging in the 3D because I haven't, when I forget what I've practiced with stall high,
Yeah.
her jockey error goes back and then we
Okay.
have a little struggle bus.
So from the 4D to the 2D with the bit change and what you've learned from us so far, that's pretty damn impressive. Congratulations. That's freaking awesome.
Thank you.
A
We are
lot of
looking
riders-
forward to getting that last second to half a second off of there.
Well, that's where I'm going. You're reading my mind. You're picking up what I'm putting down. So what's it going to take to get you back into class? Because we've got a new coach coming. When you talked about her dumping the shoulder, now I want to put you under the microscope.
Oh,
I want to find out like what's blocking you, what's tripping your balance. Do you have a compensation pattern? Are your hips level or uneven? Are you like me? Do you have one hip that sits a little farther back?
oh, yes, I do.
All right. Well, that's what we need to take a look at and then examine which barrel is she typically shouldering. Let's start to connect those dots, fill in those blanks for her so that you can get that next half second.
Perfect.
All right. All right. Will you do me a favor? Text the hotline 940. Here it is right here. 291-9090. Text your name to me, please.
Okay.
We're about to announce a new membership, guys. It's called the 3D Escape Plan. So if you are stuck in the 3D and you've been spending a whole lot of time and a whole lot of money, and it doesn't matter what you do, you can't seem to break out of the 3D, this is for you. So text me 3D or text me escape plan. That goes to anyone watching. Text us if you want the path out. That is an online course. We're going to test a monthly membership. Okay. This course typically sells for $14.99, $1,500. Now we're going to do a monthly membership. You can cancel anytime. So those of you who want out of the 3D, you can be the first in. You'll be a pilot student in this new 3D escape plan. 940-291-9090. On that note, Stephanie, do you have anything to add to that as we wrap this hour up?
Me, Stephanie?
Yeah, you, Stephanie.
Oh my gosh. I have
You
so many
started this.
things.
You started the success stories.
I did. One of the biggest things I want to add is I had Kelly review my ride on our call last Wednesday. And a lot of the stuff I kind of knew in the back of my mind, but the way Kelly explained it to me and how I can fix those things just at a walk and a trot was mind blowing. And not only that, she was able to then recommend the little bit of balance to me, which, I had to snag up today for my noodly mare. And I just really look forward to seeing a change in all of them. And I had told Mike on here too, my husband stole my little bit of love. I'm going to have to snag another one of those too. Like, we're getting rid of all of our bits. We've got the lanyard, we've got the little bit of love, and now I'm adding a little bit of balance. And not only that, one of my colts I keep in an O-ring still. He's only on his 20th ride, but I adjusted the bridle correctly. And the response time is so much quicker and it's more fluid. And that was a huge difference for me.
Well, and that's something that we're really battling to re-educate our audience, because Western riders have been so indoctrinated to think the headstall has to be loose to be comfortable. But when you're having to pull further and you consider at speed, like just do the math, how many pounds of pressure per square inch are being accumulated while you're having to move that bit into position, it's too much. It's way too much. So that's why we like to ride with a fitted headstall. And we always coach our riders to take responsibility for your hands. If you typically move this much with your old style or your old bits, try this instead. Very small micro movements. And if for any reason it doesn't work, that's why we have Review My Ride video analysis and assessment. And we have the coaching calls every week. So you can get into one of our courses. Stephanie, this is your first month in.
Yes, ma'am.
you're actually like in this 3D escape plan course.
ma'am.
You're
Yep.
helping create that. You're one of the first riders to really come look at this with fresh eyes. You're starting to apply it. We're going to this new 3D model and monthly membership model, and you've been really influential in that decision.
Thank you.
What can people expect when they go into that library? What's it like for people who don't know about it yet?
The one word that comes to my mind when you ask me what to expect is jaw dropping. That's the first thing that you can expect, is your jaw to drop, to hit the floor, and to be like, holy cow. Typical traditional training techniques have failed you. And I can't wait to see everyone's changes as well as myself. I mean, when I joined the team, I only did a couple quick videos and made 2 adjustments and went out and ran. And I had someone tell me that that was the best they'd ever seen me ride my horse. And we were in the 5D.
Mm-hmm.
And I look forward to her being, and I have a 5D horse and I have a 2D. And I look forward to seeing her catch up with her brother and be up there as well. And Kendra too, while you're on the subject here, I also wanted you to bring up the rein length and your choice to ride in split reins versus your competition reins when warming up. I think that's really, really important for this bit.
Let me grab my remote control rein.
I'm just giving away all the secrets, you guys, while Kendra's heading back here.
All right.
The little changes with these bits, they're not your typical traditional style bit that you're going to ride in all the time. And that's why I want her to talk about this, as well as bit guards. Bring that up too.
Yes. Oh gosh, we're gonna roll here.
I'm sorry.
Bit guards. It pains me to see if I go to a rodeo and I see one of my bits and somebody's wearing a tie down with it or a bit guard, I get like physically ill. I get ill. I have empathy pains for that horse. You do not need them. I know you've been told that you need them. The reason bit guards exist is to protect a horse's mouth from heavy hands. And that might step on some boots of a lot of riders. I don't have heavy hands. It doesn't matter what you think about your hands. What matters is your horse. And if you're putting cherries on the corners of that horse's mouth, that tells me you have heavy hands, whether you want to admit it or not. So thank you for saying that, Stephanie. I will not ride in bit guards. I want to know, am I soaring my horse up? Am I pinching on them? Am I too heavy? Am I too aggressive? I won't know that if there's a bit guard. And it will allow me, it's like putting a cotton ball, a big fat cotton ball, or one of those cheap balls from the dollar store in between your gas pedal or in between your brake. There's going to be a cushion there. Okay. Again, it's going to muffle the signal. I want very quick, accurate communication to the corners of my horse's mouth. My preference is to communicate to the soft tissue before the bars, before I make contact to the bars. Is this making sense? You got me, you lit a fire, Stephanie.
I know, I'm sorry,
so
but I just
on bit guards.
I feel like
bit guards.
I just feel like all these little pieces of information are imperative for the success for your horse in either the lanyard, the little bit of balance, or the little bit of love. I just think it's extremely imperative. They're little differences that just make a huge difference.
Yes. And for those who have been in bit guards, hey, if it's working for you and your horse is working to his highest potential or to her fulfillment, great. Keep doing what you're doing. But do not complain that your horse is not where you want them to be or not where you know they can be, and not be willing to change. At least test it. Get in our program and let us help you with your hands, your hand placement, and the amount of pressure. When you see me at a race or a rodeo, I'm going to have a pair of these pink reins. I call them remote control reins. Thank you, Julie Childress, one of our master level riders and graduates here at Stall High. She hand makes these reins. There is a little stabilizer bar in the middle. It makes it so freaking easy to find. You're going to see me warm up, and this is going to be twisted over the saddle horn. I'm going to warm up in split reins. Okay. I train in split reins every day. Why? because it allows me to let the reins out as long as I need to, or take them up as short as I need to. So super adjustable, and you can't do that with a single rein. You won't be as fast. Be a little bit clunky and cumbersome. So I'm all about efficiency, the feng shui of barrel racing. So that's why, and I do love these split reins in particular. We do have them on the store. They are made of Herman oak. They're weighted at the bottom. This is the texture, the width, the weight that retains its shape. So if you are riding in split reins that you love, but your horse doesn't. So if you're working split reins, but your horse is still noodly, your split reins are probably too thin or too limber. Your horse's body will imitate your reins, whether they're too flimsy and delayed, or whether they're more balanced. Something as simple as your rein choice can make a difference. Man, we really opened a 55-gallon of worms today. We got a lot done. We did finish the hour. Stephanie, thank you for being here. Everybody who spoke up, shared your story today. Kevin Copeland, you are our judge. If you're here, which success story did you choose to win the backpack? Kevin Copeland, founding member. We talked about how to pronounce lanyap, what it means, a little bit extra.
But I didn't get to tell my story.
Beth? Is that Beth?
It is.
Is that Beth?
Yes, ma'am.
Which bit are you going to tell?
Well, I was going to, okay. When I bought the little bit of love, it was just kind of like hanging in the horse trailer. Well,
I remember that.
the big horse was crippled, so I couldn't run.
Yeah.
But I bought the little Palomino. I had him in an O-ring because that's what they had him in.
Yes.
And when I did, I took and I don't know, I was watching on Facebook and this man was riding a horse and he was like, well, when you're riding the O-ring and you go to stop them, their head goes in the air and all this. He says, but I got this bit and I really like it.
Yes.
He's not going to lope this horse down through there and I can slide him to a stop and his head stays down and stays level. And I was like, huh.
I'll try it.
I think I'm going to put that bit on my little horse. Well, it was like stall high. I'm like, wait a minute. I seen advertisements for stall high. So I went and watched. I got one of the half-second faster things and I watched.
Yes.
Got in the backstage and watched it too. I'm like, okay. So pick it up, just 3 little wrinkles in their mouth.
Yes.
2 fingers in the back.
Yes.
So that's what I did. Horse has been riding ever since. Really, really nice. And that little bit of love.
And he's deceiving. He's not a very big horse, but he's got a really big motor. And you're just, I'm getting chills again. Like you're just now starting to see what he is capable of. I don't think I don't know why that little horse was highlighted to me. It's been 2 years ago since you sent your first video in and I watched him.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
sent a video of you loping through the barrel pattern. And I watched him go to that second barrel, and the way he drops his butt, that is my move. That is my signature move. Like my heart starts thumping when I see horses that can do that. Now we still have some work to do. I'm not going to say it's not a magic wand, but he's got so much talent. And Beth, you've got so much experience under your belt, right? You've been running barrels. You've been riding horses your whole life. You sit him very well. It's now taking y'all to the next level. So there is going to come a day when we're going to move him to lanyard. He's not there yet, and I'm glad he's not, because he'd be a little too pushy then. But where I want to see him go is where he just comes in like my little red roan horse used to. I mean, no hesitation, not batting an eyelash, just coming in, like putting it all on the line. and he is going to run so freaking hard. You think that bay horse was fast? Wait. You think that this little yellow horse flashlight's fast? Wait. I can see it. I know it's in there. He is going to run with no abandonment, just everything. He's going to lay it out there, and he is going to be able to like self-rate, take responsibility, and slide through that turn so fast. People watching won't understand how he does it and how you do it. And we're still working on your knee. I get it, right? We still have some work to do. But again, you have your hands on something that so many barrel racers are willing to write a big check for. Like wait our whole lives to get a horse with that kind of talent. So I'm excited. Like we still want to cultivate his little mind and the development of him, like seasoning. I don't want him, because he's fast, I don't want him to spook himself.
Yeah.
And we're just going to continue to monitor that. But I'm glad you have him in Little Bit of Love still. He's still in Little Bit of Love, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's keep him there until he's ready to step up. He's probably already going to be clocking in the 1D when we go to the lanyard. But mark my words, he is extremely nice. He has it, Beth.
I'm hoping to be running him by at least December, because by then I'll have 9 months under my knee. So,
But you know what? We don't know. Let him decide. He might be ready in November. He might be ready next December. It doesn't matter. As long as we get him to his highest potential, it really doesn't matter, because he's not under futurity pressure anymore. There really doesn't need to be like an age expectation on him or a time frame.
No.
If you have a pro horse that can go pro, it's worth like however long he needs. It's really worth it if he can develop to that level. So yes, thank you for speaking up, Kevin.
Sure.
We got that last one
Thank
slipped
you.
in there. You bet. Thank you, Ben. Kevin, do we have a backpack winner? Who's going to win our Back to Rodeo backpack? Is Kevin Copeland here today?
Kevin's not there today because he don't want to vote.
Pick a winner.
Kevin's absent today. Oh my gosh. Sherry, do you want to pick a winner?
We should let Stephanie pick the winner.
Stephanie, can we put you on the spot?
Dun dun dun.
Drum roll, please. Or do you want to watch the replay?
Ooh.
So we don't have to put you under pressure to try to remember names who all spoke up today.
Yeah, let me watch the replay. I would love to do that.
To be continued. Who's going to win the backpack?
Dun dun
We'll make an
dun.
announcement.
And if anyone didn't speak up, send your success story into the hotline and I will read them.
Yes. Or you can go live, like tag me on Facebook. It's better if you do it in a private group. But yeah, we'll watch them. Yeah, this is good. Okay. Bit 50 is your code. You're going to save an additional $50 off today. It will ship immediately. If you wait, it takes about 30 days for us to remake these bits. They are all custom made. They're handmade. Typically they ship between 2 weeks and 30 days. So we're looking probably at the 30-day mark if you do not order today. Everyone who ordered while we were on this live will get a free Review My Ride video assessment. Okay. We want to see you on your horse. We want to know where are your hands placed. Where is the tack or the technique costing you the most time? And you may not have a barrel video to send in. That's okay. You can just hop on your horse and ride him around the yard for a minute. And we can help you by looking at your posture and your horse's posture to start to get a better ride and a quicker response with one of our bits. Anybody interested in the 3D escape plan? This is brand new. Text us escape plan or 3D and we'll be in touch with you. We'll get you enrolled in this class with our new monthly membership. And this has been fun. Thank you all to everyone who has one of our bits, everyone who's going to purchase. If you have any questions at all, contact us. Text the hotline. It is area code 940-291-9090. 940-291-9090. All right. I love y'all. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.